Hey guys, I hope you're all doing really well and ready for another video. So today's video is quite a darker topic, and it's all about the negative detrimental effects that the Battle of Hogwarts and the overall toll that fighting Lord Voldemort actually took on Harry. As many of you know, the Battle of Hogwarts was the ultimate triumph. The bad guys were beaten, Voldemort was killed, gone for good, and the wizarding world is saved. That is what I would call the outline of the outcome. The battle was brutal, horrific, and Harry Potter was never the same after it. How, you might ask? Well, please feel free to join me in today's video as I investigate what the Battle of Hogwarts meant to Harry and how it most likely will plague him for the remainder of his life. Welcome back to the world of Harry Potter. Please enjoy today's video. Okay guys, let's get this video started. The Battle of Hogwarts, what a brutal and unforgiving battle. So much destruction, so much violence, and so much pain. Despite several other battles occurring throughout the books, the Battle of Hogwarts will always rank top of the list. I've said this before in other videos and I will say it again. Harry Potter is a very simple story to sum up. It is a sad story with a successful ending. Those are the words of J.K. Rowling herself. Harry Potter is about loss, pain, and suffering. Yes, there's magic, there's Hogwarts, there's amazing spells, but the bigger picture has always been that Harry's life is a constant battle. Up until the Battle of Hogwarts, Harry was no stranger to pain. He lost more than he could have ever imagined. He'd witnessed people die before their time, and while he was at such a young age, he was just 14 when he could only watch Cedric Diggory murdered at his feet. He's seen his own godfather's life taken by Bellatrix Lestrange a year later. He'd witnessed attacks on friends. Harry knew how serious things were after Voldemort returned to power. Despite that, he still continued to live his life. He was still playing Quidditch, he was discovering love with Cho Chang, and he was still in school most importantly. He was still living his life. Harry was coping despite everything that had happened. Then things started to change right after the Half-Blood Prince book. Harry knew that any time spent not trying to stop Voldemort was just time wasted. Dumbledore was dead. People were going missing all over the place. Things were getting extremely dark. Harry was now living in a constant worry that more of the people he loved and cared for would be hurt or killed in order to get to him. It changed him. It didn't allow him to enjoy life anymore. He couldn't, not until the job was done. That's why he doesn't return to school for his final year. He needs to hunt down the remaining Horcruxes and destroy them. He doesn't have the guidance of Dumbledore or Sirius Black. It's just he, Ron, and Hermione all on their own. Harry already feels heavily responsible for what has been occurring throughout the wizarding community. He genuinely believes that it's all because of him, and this is the mindset he takes into the battle. Voldemort, ever the mind games expert, knows this. He knows Harry is feeling tremendous guilt and makes it clear that nobody has to die as long as Harry is handed over to him or comes willingly. We've seen how the Slytherin students made their choice and confirmed all suspicions about where their true loyalty lay when they wanted to capture Harry immediately. Not Slytherin's finest moment, I might add, and I can't imagine that that decision was based on the entirety of the house either, but we'll move on and continue. Now, I've stated that Harry's character had become hardened, rigid. He really felt like there was no time to enjoy living while Voldemort was still in power. He'd had his battles and came out of them unharmed, but the Battle of Hogwarts was on a scale like no other. This was next level stuff. There was no hiding, no escape. It was face to face, head to head. This wasn't just aurors and experienced wizards and witches. This was Hogwarts students, people who went to school with Harry, even underage students who refused to leave the castle, despite the very high chance that they could die. Speaking of death, that's what the entire battle was about. It was basically the theme: death. So many people died on both sides. The overall destruction of this war inside Hogwarts Castle seen too many people be taken before their time. Lavender Brown, for example, who took a tremendously hard fall, then was mauled and savaged by Fenrir Greyback. Lupin and Tonks, two people who had become so close to Harry and risked their lives several times, both seen their end at the hands of Antonin Dolohov and Bellatrix Lestrange respectively, leaving young Teddy in the exact same position Harry was when he started his journey, something that really affected Harry. There's also Fred Weasley, a young man in his prime, someone that Harry looked upon as a brother, as family, killed from a massive explosion. Watching the look on his best friend's face as he mourned his older brother's death was truly gut-wrenching. Witnessing the death of Severus Snape and believing for so long that he betrayed everyone, only to discover it was Snape who was the unsung, unknown hero, to learn that his loyalty to Lily and Dumbledore never wavered. How Harry must have felt after confirming Snape as the villain. Or a death that hit Harry harder than many would have thought. And that's the death of young Colin Creevey, someone who idolised Harry, someone who was far too young to die. Colin, after being sent home for being underage, snuck back into the castle to stand by Harry one more time. He had always stood by the boy who lived. He was a nervous young man, but still joined Dumbledore's army to help out in any way he could. Even though Harry found him somewhat annoying at times, he knew that Colin's heart was always in the right place. Colin Creevey's death was devastating to Harry, not simply because it was the death of someone so young, but because it was the death of a single pure soul, a character untouched by greed, hate or cruelty. He remained, throughout his time at Hogwarts, the same breathless embodiment of joy he was on his first day, and his last breath was taken in assisting the wizard he admired and idolised more than anyone. Over 50 people were killed that day, not including those on the opposite side. All those deaths weighed heavily on Harry. He felt the burden of everyone who died. He carried their deaths with him for a long time afterwards. Even to this day, he's still haunted by the faces of those who he believes died for him, because of him. Harry has never, and most likely will never realise or understand that those who died that day died out of their own choice, died fighting because it's what they wanted. They, like Harry, refused to allow a tyrant like Voldemort win. Harry's guilt over so many deaths will always prevent him from seeing that it wasn't truly his fault. Voldemort started this war. Voldemort picked the fight. He left Harry with no choice but to fight back. Harry has never really gotten over what happened that day. It's taken such a toll on him, and it could have been too much for any other person. But where Harry feels this unbearable guilt, he also feels a great debt. A debt to continue living for those who gave up so much for him. He has plenty to live for. He just has to enjoy it. But somehow, I honestly feel there's a part of Harry that never switched his life back on fully after May 2nd, 1998. And guys, with that being said, that is my video on how the Battle of Hogwarts affected Harry Potter. Guys, thank you so much for watching today's video, it means a great deal. So my question for you today is this: if there was one person, and only one person you could save from the battle, that you could save from death, who would it be? Let me know in the comment section below. Actually, let me know why that is too. Thanks again everyone, have a great day, be kind, and be happy. Thank you so much for watching, I truly appreciate your support. Everyone, notifications of uploads are more important than ever, so please, if you haven't already, turn those notifications on to make sure you're notified the moment my video goes live. Making videos is what I love to do, it's my dream and my passion. However, it does cost time and money to produce this content, so if you have $1 to spare to support me on Patreon, in exchange for some exclusive unseen content, then you can click the Patreon link below or at the end of this video. Please only support me if you can afford it. And make sure to follow me on Instagram at InstaDNJ and on Twitter at PotterFolklore. Check out my other videos appearing on screen, and please make sure, most importantly, to hit that subscribe button. Thanks again everyone, and please have a great day.